Hi guys, welcome back to the Big Sew Along. I'm Jenny, and as always, I thank you very much for choosing to spend some time with me. Today, we are talking about this pamphlet that Christine sent me. She picked this up in France back in the fall. It is a little fashion pamphlet from Noriem, France. Put a better picture of it here. We are going to try to figure out if we can recreate this cover outfit. Now, here's the rub. The website no longer has either the pants or the jacket on their website anymore. They do have the sweater, but I'm not going to go into that. We're just going to talk about the jacket and the pants. So, I'm just going to have to work with what I've got, which is this pamphlet. Now, I have taken a couple of pictures, and I have some blown up pictures I'll put up here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. And I hope you guys will excuse me. I'm going to have to look at the pictures on my phone here. So first we're going to talk about these pants. And let's just do a quick little assessment here. On these pants, they look to be about mid-calf, maybe a little bit lower than that. You can see that they're actually not that narrow. They do have sort of a tapered, almost like that, almost like a barrel leg, but it doesn't come in that much. They look to be a pretty wide pant. Wide and short. Now here's the other thing, is they do have some details that we just have to figure out later on. These definitely have center front and center back seams. And in this picture here, you can see they definitely have a separate cuff that goes around the bottom that creates that sort of tapered shape. So, I do have a couple of pattern suggestions for those pants. And they are, the pattern that I found that I think actually looks the most like these is actually the style Arc Ethel. And again, now these do not have the cuff at the bottom, and they don't have the center front and back seams. But if you really wanted to put those in, you certainly could. Overall, I think this is a pretty good example of the shape of the pants that we're looking at. In addition to that, I have both Marcy Tilton for Vogue 1731, which is right here. And then you may want to check your stash because Marcy Tilton 8499 is out of print, but I think it's the same pattern. So if you have that one, you probably don't need to buy 1731. That one does have the center front and the center back seams, and it looks like the leg is about the right width at the bottom, and it looks like it's going to hit at about the right place. It may need to be shortened or lengthened depending on your height. It does have like pockets that sit on the front that get sewn into one of the side panels, and it also has what look like some knee darts on the front, which the Tiltons often do. But overall, again, I think that could turn out to look pretty much like this pant we're talking about. I actually think that I made this pant a really long time ago, and it came out quite large. I think if you're going for this pant that we're talking about today, that I wouldn't size down. I would just use it as is, but you may need to shorten it because if I remember correctly, for me, I think it was too long. Okay, the next one I have is the Tina Gibbons Elope pant, which is this one here. It's just one of Tina's regular line drawings. I have made this pant multiple times, and I do think that this could totally work for this. This one has that, it doesn't have center front and center back seams. It does, however, have that bottom cuff. If you make this pant and you don't put those pleats in the bottom cuff, I think it would be wide enough at the bottom opening to replicate the pant we're talking about today. And the other one I think that could work is the Sewing Workshop Picasso pant. This one is, it's not a narrow pant by any means, but it is not as full as the one that we're talking about. So again, I'll show you one of them here that's made up like this. Actually looks pretty close to the pant we're talking about. Maybe if you just sized up and then double check to make sure that the length is right, that could work. Again, that one has the bottom cuff. It doesn't have center front or center back pleats, but I do really like the Picasso pant, and I might try replicating this with that pattern. What I did do, okay, so I have two others. If you have any of the Japanese sewing books, you'll remember a couple that I talked about probably last fall. The BonPon sewing book has this pant in it right here. No cuff, no center front or center back seams. Again, you can definitely add those to this pattern because it's pretty simple. It does have pleats across the front, which I think is fine. I mean, I'm just looking at pull-on pants, so I don't know that it matters. I wouldn't go to the trouble of putting, looking for a pant with like a zip fly or anything like that. So to me, this one looks pretty good. What I ended up making for this is this one right here, which is from the Yoko Saito book. Again, it has like the right shape at the bottom, and it actually comes out at pretty much the right width, I think. The shape in the bottom of this, however, is created with little darts. So if you don't want that, you would have to alter that somehow. The BonPon pant is just tapered in somehow at the bottom to create that shape. So let me show you really quickly a picture of the pants that I made. They're right here. I actually think that these came out okay. I'm not unhappy with them. I will definitely wear them. However, I feel like they could be wider and a tad bit shorter. I also think that these, again, I can't see the back of the pant, of the inspiration pant, but these pants are not really like, they're not really a fitted seat, but they're not like a drop crotch. I think if I was going to make these again, I would lower that crotch an inch or two and then shorten the pants another inch and maybe add some width. But let me know what you guys think about that. Or if you think it would be better just to do a different pattern. I honestly think I'm kind of tempted to buy that Ethel pattern from Style Arc because I do think that that is really the right shape for this pant. And then you could alter that for the details, the center front and center back seam, the cuff if you want it, that sort of thing. Not 100% on that. I probably am not going to buy a pattern for this because I do have both of these Japanese patterns, and I also have the Picasso pant. You guys let me know what you think about what I should do next. Am I going to try this pant again and just do some alterations, or do I try a different pant altogether? And also, very important, if you have a different pant pattern that you think would work for this, please leave it for me in the comments below because I would really love to see it. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the coat. And let's do a quick assessment of the coat. So this coat has a straight neck. There's no collar on this at all. And it looks to me like it's made like a double-breasted coat. So you have one layer over the other. It does have buttons, but I don't know if they're actually double-breasted all the way down. It looks like there's one over here and one over here. At the top, I can't tell in the pictures if there's anything else. It also looks pretty oversized, although, yeah, the shoulder looks like it's dropped off of her shoulder by about 2 or 3 inches, maybe. And it looks like a set-in sleeve. Not 100%. I also think it could have a lining in it. I'm not sure about that either. And now that I'm looking closer, it does have buttons further down the front, at least on one side. I also think that this one is some sort of a boiled or double-faced wool, although it's very hard to tell. It definitely has a really cool textured pattern on it. Okay, so for pattern suggestions for this, I have a couple. I have 2 from Style Arc. I have the Petra. Which is definitely a drop shoulder. It does have a similar closure at the front. However, it's a little bit asymmetrical at the top, and it comes up a little bit higher on the neck. It also does have a really cool hemline that the inspiration photo doesn't have. The other one from Style Arc is the Riley, which is a raglan style. It does have a bunch of different style lines on this one, and it looks like it might come up a little bit higher on the neck, but I do think that that could work for like a similar look. The same thing with the Tessuti Brooklyn. This one definitely has a collar that folds over. You could cut that down if you wanted to, or you could just wear it as is, because I think this is a really similar coat. It does not fold all the way over like the Inspiration does, but I think you could get a really similar look with this. The other one is the Cutting Line Designs My Swing Set, which is now out of print. However, it does have, the neckline comes up a little bit higher than the Inspiration, and it has a seam that goes like right around the high waist. It has 2 buttons here and here, and it's short. So if you have that pattern, you could easily just lengthen that to the length that you wanted. I think that this one does have a bit of a drop shoulder too, although, oh no, this one has a grown-on sleeve, so that could totally work. And then I also have one from Tropical Research, the Cozy Coat from Tropical Research. Looks like, it looks like one of those typical like quilted coats that you see all over the place right now. However, he has a hack in there for something that looks an awful lot like this coat, and I will show you a picture of it right here. I think it looks like, yeah, you could, it looks like he extended the collar over a little bit, and you could just do the same thing, extend it further over so it has the overlap that you want. This one is another one that is a grown-on sleeve, so it does have a seam that goes down the center of the arm right here, so that may or may not work for you. Okay, so I did try making this as well. For this one, I used another coat that I thought would be really perfect, which is the Brenna coat from Cali Faye collection. This is a pattern that I have had for ages. I made this years and years ago when I went to France. I made this like the day before I left, so I had a coat to take with me. It does have the straight neckline with no collar, and it definitely has the flaps that overlap. It does not have any buttons, so you would have to put those in yourself. It also has only 3/4 length sleeves, so you need to lengthen those, and it's shorter, so you need to lengthen that. Here is the version that I made originally. This is made from a faux shearling. Sorry, I had trouble with that. And I love the way that this coat looks. I wear this coat all the time. I did not line it because it's faux shearling, and the problem I really have with this is that it's man-made fabric, so it collects dog hair like crazy. So if you can see dog hair in this picture, I apologize, is never coming off. Aside from that, I love this coat, and I get compliments on it every time I wear it. This coat right here is a size XL in the Cali Faye collection. So I made this again, and this time I made it in just like a wool coating, which I love. I will say I love the way it came out. However, again, this is a size XL, and this is with a lining in it. So you can see that it is not nearly as oversized as it needs to be. I could have definitely made this longer. I didn't do that because I had just like a leftover piece of fabric from this, like that I picked up at the fabric shop a couple of years ago. This is literally every inch of this fabric. I think there's like little bitty scraps left. I also did not put buttons on this one, although I think I would do that in the future. The only thing is, I mean, this does come up to a double XL, but to me, that's still pretty small. I mean, there would be one size bigger than this. If I made this one size bigger, it might look the way I want it to look. You can see in these pictures though that the sleeves are, the shoulders are actually sitting right on my shoulder in the XL. So that said, it's definitely an easy pattern. If you want to try this pattern, I highly recommend just doing it without the lining, not because of that it takes up room, but because I don't really like the way they put the lining in this, the way the lining is put together. That's just me. I mean, you could also just do the lining your own way. Use the lining pieces and put it in your own way. I don't like the way they put this together with the lining. I actually love the one in the faux shearling that doesn't have a lining at all. That one is awesome. So it would be cool to do this in just like a boiled wool or something like that. And I may do that again. The other thing, if I was going to make this again, I may do this, I may actually buy that tropical research pattern. I think I've had a lot of really good luck with his patterns, and I think that that could really suit this style and give me the look I'm going for. So I may do that also. Okay, so again, let me know what you think of my pattern assessment, of my style assessment. What did I get right? What did I get wrong? Did I miss something? Let me know. Again, especially if you have a pattern suggestion, I would really love to hear it. I almost forgot to tell you guys what I'm wearing today. This is a top that has some really cool details in it. This was gifted to me by Christine, who sent me this Noriem pamphlet back in, sorry, I don't know why I keep touching my nose. I have like a dog hair on it or something. Anyways, she made this and she sent it to me back at Christmas time, and I absolutely love it. And I just wanted to show you a picture of it with my pants because I love this outfit together. So just a quick shout out to Christine and a big thank you for the top, because I absolutely love it. All right, guys, I think that is it for me this week. Just a quick reminder, if you're interested in joining the conversation on Discord, remember you can do that easily by going to my Ko-Fi account and signing up for $2 a month subscription, and I will send you a link to the Discord channel. All right, until next week, I wish you all happy sewing.